Hi guys, welcome back to Single, Married, Separated, Divorced, and Single Again. And obviously for me, Jehovah, married again. Anyway, on this channel, I think I don't have to say or explain what. I think the title of the channel is so self-explanatory. So we obviously share dating tips and like things to look at when you are looking to settle down. Oh, I'm rocking with my natural hair. I love my hair, man. Oh my god. It's only because I'm flying tomorrow, so I want to make it easier. And my husband loves playing with my hair, so I'm gonna make it a little bit easy for him to put his finger through my hair as he usually does. Anyway, so today we're gonna go and follow up on the discussion on sex, the most not so discussed topic on any channel, especially coming from a Christian. So without wasting any time, my name is Jehovah, and okay, so let's get started. So we ended with why sex is important and all those things, and today I'm not gonna it's not gonna be a long topic because I have to go to school and tomorrow I'm going on vacation, so I'm so excited, man. Anyway, but so this is the thing. I think I already discussed. I said that first of all, I'm gonna follow up with what I said. I think at the end of that video, I said that your husband needs to not only love you, but he needs to desire you, and that's actually applicable to you as well. This is why it's important. So okay, so there is what they call an emotional connection, which most people think it's the most important. It's very important, but it's not the most important if it's not followed up by a physical attraction and desire to be with that person, being attracted to them physically. That's important. And I know most people act like it's not, especially the Christian. We have this thing of pretending like, oh no, as long as we're gonna build a life together, he's a good person and that's okay. To be quite honest, I have to say pretend, because most people go through that notion and then they realize down the line that they are not attracted, and then they have to actually pretend going further on, like, oh no, but come on, So this is the thing. A physical attraction is very important. And that doesn't mean that, as I said before, in my third marriage, and even in my first marriage or even my second marriage, physical attraction was a thing for me. It has always been a thing. I don't want to only emotionally connect with you because I can connect with my cat. I can have I had an emotional connection with my dog, Nova. We had a dog for 2 months. I bought it for Kindle because he was lonely. And I had a very emotional connection with that dog. I have emotional connection with my cousins, Anna Marie and Kapi. We definitely have an emotional connection. We share things. I share things with them sometimes that I don't even share with other people. I'm very comfortable in their houses when I visit them, when they visit me. We have such a bond, So a bond, and that's why last week, I think, well, not last week, I think, yeah, in my last video, I said that a bond is important, but it can't just stay with a bond, because you can have a bond with your siblings, you can have a bond with your mom and dad. And I also mentioned that you can do so many things with other people. You love your children love you. You can go on a date with, your sister or even your friend and so on. But sex is only applicable to your husband, so your partner or your spouse are the only person that you can have sex with. So it is important. So I said the last time, I mentioned that, for example, if you are not in the mood to cook that day, you guys can order pizza or whatever. But if you're not in the mood, what do you want him to order? You know what I mean? I'm a little bit being careful because my children are here, so I'm recording, but they are in their school are closed, right? Anyway, so what I want to emphasize on is that a physical attraction is equally important, if not important. This is the thing. When a man, for example, we talk about things like, for example, I love this person, I want to build a life with him, he's so good, he's you know, we kind of click, you know, business minded. Like me and my husband, we click. We are business minded, both of us. Anytime we think about something, we know, like, we're thinking about what is it gonna, you know, do in our life, for our business, and so on, for our children, and so on. So that's a very good thing. But if it only ends with that, I'm telling you, it's gonna create issues where things are gonna happen. So a physical attraction or physical connection is very, very important. You know, you need to have, and this should actually come more from the men's side, even though I'm talking on behalf of both partners in that sense. It should come more from the husband side, because remember, the Bible is very clear on the instructions. The instructions goes from a husband loves your wives, you know, love your wives, and then it says that wives, you know, submit to your husband. Submission most of the time follow, like, there is no wife that is loved that cannot submit easily. Submission is not by force. Submission is not something that you can force upon a person. You can force upon some people, but me personally, because I have a very, very strong character, very bold, I have a big, maybe what they call a big personality, so it's hard to force submission on me. For me, submission will come with gentleness, and that's why me and the Cameroonian king connects like crazy, because he's very gentle. He's the kind of person, and this is a thing that's probably gonna be weird. He's not soft in the sense of, like, he's a soft man. He's a gentleman, but not soft. When I say so, and he's not even a quiet person. He's very talkative. When we are together, we can talk for hours non-stop. You know, that's the thing. That's probably why we connect too. Sorry guys, that's my hair. Anyway, but he's gentle in his approaches towards me, or the things maybe where we differ. Like when there's a different of opinion, like he brings this to the table, I bring this, and maybe that what we bring to the table is not kind of like sync into each other. He would not just, you know, kind of like, oh no, it's my way or the highway, or no. He has a very, very beautiful approach. He usually, most of the time, will say, okay, if that's what you think, then let's leave it at that. And, you know, sometimes he will say, let's leave it, let's see what God will tell us, or whatever. Or sometimes he will just say, let's leave it at that. But then the next day, you know, like, and this is the thing, it's very important, because when your marriage is built on a rock that cannot be shaken, Jesus says, eventually he will come and kind of convince you or change your mind if that's supposed to be. I remember I learned from a couple, the Fatolas. So what they were teaching was that it's not about who is right or who is wrong. It's about what is right. So it's not about, if I bring an opinion, it's not about me bringing that opinion. It's about, is that opinion the right decision? It's going to lead to the right decision. Anyway, going back, because here we are not discussing that, but I'm bringing it in because it kind of go in. So having taken all that into consideration, like, oh no, this is a good person, you know, we can get along, we do this and this, the desire should be there. Your husband needs to literally desire you. He needs to feel attracted to you. That's very important. And I think in general, to be quite honest, I haven't, because the thing is, even though I'm in my third marriage now, even when I look at my previous marriages, there was definitely a very good, healthy attraction and so on. It's just, it's different in my third marriage, maybe because we are not only soulmate, we are also, like, the physical attraction is, I don't know how to say, it's crazy. But that doesn't mean, like, for example, with my first husband, it was love at first sight. My second husband, I got to learn to love him because of how he was a gentleman as well. So there was, like, definitely attraction is a thing, like, it's important. Like, you can be with somebody that you are saying that you are trying to manage the attraction. That's, I don't know how people do that. But I can definitely say that attraction, being attracted to each other and having a desire for each other is definitely a thing. If that spark was there at the beginning and now maybe children came, you know, and so on, because sometimes that can affect it and so on, you need to work on that. I think what I'm trying to encourage you is that you need to work on your physical attraction with your partner. You need to work on your sex life. You need to work on being able for your husband to be able, like literally with my husband could, we could talk on video call, and I can already he's like, you need to be the kind of person, and I always say, be your husband worst nightmare. Be that very woman that your husband want to go to when he's somewhere else and whatever. He wants to run to his house, not wants to run away from the house. Be your husband worst nightmare. I'm definitely my husband worst nightmare. Definitely like we could literally sit and talk about something and it's already so it's a very good thing. It's very healthy. Don't feel guilty, because the problem with Christian is that we have this thing of letting people feel guilty when it comes to things like that, letting them feel like, oh no, maybe they are this is very weird from Christian. Like, when you have that kind of relationship, they would think that, oh my God, that's not too much sex, Jehovah, too much, For me, honestly speaking, I'm not saying that. Obviously, sex is not the basis of a relationship, but it's very important. It's like so equally important than an emotional connection, because that's why I use that example where I say that women most of the time, and I'm not saying all women, can only have a sexual intercourse with a man when they're emotionally connected to that person. But obviously the physical is also involved. However, with a man it's different, and that's why we need to handle these things differently, because a man can literally, as I use an example where they use an example that a man can sleep with 10 women without having any physical attraction, but also not like any emotional connection. That's what I wanted to say, not a physical attraction. So having said that, it is important for you to be the very woman that your husband feel attracted to. Like, it shouldn't be like, now we have been married for 20 years, now we live like brother and sister. No, honestly speaking. Like, I can personally say that even before I divorced my second husband, there was definitely a physical attraction, for sure. Like, you need to have an attraction where you even have butterflies. I mean, you are not young, but you don't have to be young to actually feel this kind of attraction. It's a very good, healthy thing. It's not good to be in a marriage. It's almost like comparing it to the Bible when they say dead work and good works. A dead marriage and a good marriage. It's almost like the difference is just that little spark that's needed for it to actually change from a dead marriage to a good marriage. Because a marriage can be dead because everything there died, but the marriage still exists. You know what I mean? So definitely you need to work on that. It's important. It's one of the most important things. Even though Christian wants to pretend that, oh no, it's not that important, it is important. Your husband needs to be physically attracted to you, and you need to be physically attracted to him. But for a woman, it's not so much important, because emotional connection is kind of enough for a woman, but obviously, like, that spark. For me, physically, I'm talking about my own marriage. We are physically attracted to each other. We can hardly not stay without touching each other. Like, it's just so